No problem.
In the headlines, Tinubu urges governors to implement local government's financial autonomy. Nigerian police superintendent commits suicide amidst probe into arms supply to bandits. IJP demobilizes Tinubu's presidential escort unit. Hello and welcome to S24 News. I'm Zainab Ibrahim with details of our major stories. Nigeria's House of Representatives has approved sweeping changes to campaign finance limits ahead of the 2027 general election, significantly raising how much candidates can spend across all levels of government. The All Progressive Congress (APC) convened its National Caucus meeting in Abuja, drawing key leaders of the ruling party to the State House Conference Center. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima led the high-profile gathering, attended by serving and former governors, national party executives, and lawmakers. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu recently reaffirmed his commitment to local government autonomy in Nigeria by advocating for direct allocation of funds to local government by passing state governments. This stance aims to empower local councils for better service delivery and grassroots development. The statement gained traction on social media platforms like X, formerly Twitter, and Facebook.
It is and must be effective. Let us give them. There is no autonomy without funded mandates. We'll give them their money directly. That's the truth. That's compliance with the Supreme Court.
A deputy superintendent of police, Isa Abdullahi, attached to Mopol 12 in Niger State, died by suicide during a routine audit of the police armory after missing weapons and ammunition were discovered. Investigations revealed he allegedly supplied arms to bandits. Several officers have been arrested and the armory is under 24-hour NSA supervision while investigation continues. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the full reconstitution of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission Board following Senate confirmation of the nominees. Dr. Musiliu Olalekan Osheni was appointed chairman, while Dr. Yusuf Ali as vice chairman, amongst others. The president has tasked the board with strengthening regulatory oversight, deepening ongoing power sector reforms, and implementing the Electricity Act 2023 with the goal of stabilizing the electricity markets and improving power supply across Nigeria. The Inspector General of Police has ordered the quiet demobilization of officers attached to the number 24 Police Mobile Force Presidential Escort Unit at the State House, Abuja, directing their redeployment to the office commands nationwide. The directive affects personnel previously assigned to close protection duties for the President, sending them back to the states. The Senate Committee on Downstream Petroleum Regulation, chaired by Senator Kawu Sumaila of Kano South, has begun the screening of nominees forwarded by President Bola Tinubu for the leadership of Nigerian petroleum regulatory agencies. The nominees include Saidu Aliyu Muhammad for Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, and Orishemiwa Enyason for Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission. Adamawa State Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri has presented a 583.33 billion naira 2026 budget proposal to the State House of Assembly, emphasizing infrastructure development, social services, and economic reforms. The Assembly also passed a vote of confidence on his administration, with Speaker Batia Wesley commanding the governor's record and approving a one-month salary bonus for civil servants.
583 billion 331 million 380,496 naira as the 2026 proposed annual budget towards the financing of both the recurrent and capital development program within the 2026 fiscal year. The budget is circulated on the current microeconomic indicators of 1. Oil production benchmark, 2 million barrels per day. Oil price benchmark, $75 per barrel. Exchange rate at 1,443 naira to a dollar. National GDP growth at 3.98%. National inflation rate at 19.1%. My source is from National Bureau of Statistics and CBN website as at first quarter report of 2025.
In another news, the People's Democratic Party has called on the federal government to extend by 6 months the January 1st rollout of Nigeria's new tax law to allow the House of Representatives to fully investigate alleged discrepancies between the version passed by the National Assembly and those gazetted for the public use. PDP say the discrepancies risk undermining legislative integrity and public confidence, urging a thorough probe and public education on the NATEC tax law before implementation. Governor Nasir El-Rufai has criticized the recent launch of the biography of the late President Muhammadu Buhari, describing aspects of the event as red flags and warning that selective narrative risks distorting Buhari's legacy. El-Rufai urged Nigerians to allow the former president to rest in peace and cautioned against using the publication and its high-profile launch to serve narrow political interests. The book was officially launched at the State House in Abuja on the 15th in a ceremony attended by a top government official, as President Bola Tinubu used the occasion to highlight how he and the late President Muhammad Buhari helped build the All Progressive Congress, a party that later succeeded in ousting the incumbent president. Take a look.
He was my friend, a compatriot, my partner, and I stand here not just excuse me, as president, but as a brother, friend, and political partner who shared a journey with President Buhari throughout challenging times. Together we built a broad coalition, campaigned across the country, and proved that Nigeria could chart a new course. Our movement united diverse interests and achieved an historic victory in 2015 by unseating an incumbent president, thus reshaping Nigeria's political landscape. The coalition we built in 2014 is now the fastest growing political party in Africa today.
We will take a short break, and when we return, the news continues. Welcome back. As preparations for Christmas gather momentum, S24 took to the streets to gauge the general atmosphere around the festive season, checking in with traders and shoppers to get a sense of expectations, pressure and the overall mood as markets and shopping centers begin to feel the rush that comes with the holidays. Take a look.
Now for taco year, me at the same. Last year December is better than this year. This year is very tough, very, very tough. You are not even seeing people. Like yesterday, I came to the market. I saw only 1.5. Today, this is my first market. And I was here since 7 o'clock.
Things are quite expensive now compared to last year. You know, like when we used to get tomato, a basket for like 2,000 naira, but now it's 4,000 naira, which is like double the price. Salaries are not increasing, but the price of things in the market keep rising. Like my child now, I can't even get them the complete clothing yet.
I don't even know what to say because with the look of things, I just decided to stroll to the market to get something. My budget was actually 150,000, but with the look of things, I ended up spending close to 200 and something thousand. Like everything is so expensive, especially this December period. You can't really go to the market with small money that you carry a lot of goods to the house.
Indeed, things are very difficult, challenging. Now you have to take care of people, friends, and expenditures, of course, must be incurred. So something you bought 5 naira last year, by this time you're buying it for 20 naira. So if your salary power is 5 naira last year and it's still 5 naira this year, it will be challenging.
There's no price control because this one now can just tell you her stuff is 150 naira. You go to another place, another person will tell you 170 naira. Had it been there's price regulation, they would have been having the same margin price.
Moving on, 36 Lion Football Club hosted a graduation football fiesta at the legacy pitch of the National Stadium in Lagos, celebrating the achievements of its academic graduates and providing a platform for emerging talent to showcase their skills. The event featured a series of exhibition matches, skill challenges, and award presentation aimed at spotlighting promising young players and fostering the next generation of Nigerian football stars. A Nigerian creative entrepreneur is reshaping children's television by centering African stories, culture, and values. Bola Edwards, founder of Proud African Roots, is the force behind the popular character Grandma Wura, whose storytelling shows have grown from school tours and theater production into television.
When the pandemic struck, just a few months before the pandemic struck, we had always had plans for television, right? But we now decided, okay, you know what, let's start gradually. But that was when pandemic came and we realized that, no, this is not a gradual thing. This is the thing. We needed to make that move into television. And so we began to create contents for Grandma Wura because theater, with the social distancing thing, theater was going to be a challenge for quite a while. And so that was how we moved into television.
Creative force behind a beloved children's entertainment character is multifaceted artist and entrepreneur Bola Edwards. She founded the creative art company with her husband, Patrick, in 2013, a year after leaving her corporate job. Their mission was to raise a new generation of African leaders by blending African art and storytelling with tangible lessons on values and leadership. Their strategy was multifaceted, leveraging stories, music, and drama to educate their young audience. Yet, capturing the children's attention required significant effort. A 2021 UNESCO report shows that while local television series in countries like Nigeria and Côte d'Ivoire have increased, inter-regional co-productions in Africa are still rare. In contrast, there are often stronger collaborations between some African countries and Europe, driven by subsidies from the latter. Khadija Muhammad, S24 News.
That's such a beautiful creativity from Edward. Moving on, U.S. President Donald Trump has publicly urged Ukraine to move quickly towards a peace agreement to end Russia's invasion as new diplomatic talks are set to take place in Miami this weekend. Trump told reporters that negotiators are getting close to something, but stressed urgency, saying delays could allow Russia to change its position on key issues.
Well, they're getting close to something, but I hope Ukraine moves quickly. I hope Ukraine moves quickly because Russia's there. And, every time they take too much time, then Russia changes their mind. 27,000 soldiers were killed last month.
The United Nations has raised grave concerns over atrocities in Sudan, warning that the paramilitary rapid support forces have likely committed large-scale atrocities in El Fasher and other areas. UN Order Secretary General and Special Advisor of the Prevention of Genocide, Chaloka Bayani, told reporters in Nairobi that both the RSF and Sudan's army, along with allied militias, have carried out.
RSF has committed large atrocities in El Fasher and beyond, including murder, rape, sexual slavery, torture, forced displacement, ethnic persecution targeting non-Arab communities, use of starvation as a method of warfare, depriving civilians of food, medicine, and relief supplies.
In our next segment, we turn to entertainment. Here's what's capturing the nation's attention this week. Brought to you by Khadija Muhammad.
Okay. Thank you, Zainab. Now, on to the entertainment news. Nigerian music once again made waves on the global stage as Burna Boy, Olamide, and Seyi Vibes earned spots on former U.S. President Barack Obama's 2025 Song of the Year list. Leading the Nigerian entries was Burna Boy's hit Ta Ta Ta, featuring Travis Scott, a genre-blending track that showcases the worldwide reach of Afrobeat. Obama's recognition of this artist comes after his involvement in the Fela Kuti Fear No Man documentary podcast, highlighting Nigerian music not just as entertainment, but as a powerful cultural force shaping conversation around the world. On to the next. The premiere of Obasabi Auntie was more than just a movie launch. It was a fashion statement. The event saw attendees dazzle in dreaming blues, deep blacks, and rich earthy tones, with elegantly tailored outfits, sculptural galleys, and luxurious fabrics dominating the red carpet. The night highlighted collective style and sophistication, proving that Nigerian premieres can seamlessly combine culture, confidence, and class without being over the top. Now, the social media in 2025 kept Nigerians entertained, shocked, and talking all year long. From Quickie Labubu doll craze that saw collectible become status symbols to the highly publicized separation of Two-Face and Annie Macaulay. Timelines were never quiet. Viral hits like Achalugo dominated YouTube and TikTok, while Hilda Basi made history cooking over 4,000 kilograms of jollof rice, sparking nationwide celebration. Even global drama like the Nicki Minaj vs. Cardi B feud reverberated across Nigerian field, proving that 2025 was a year where local and international moments collided on social media. That's all we have on the entertainment news. Over to you, Zainab.
Thank you so much, Khadija. We draw the curtain now. But before we go, here's a recap of our major headlines. Tinubu urges governors to implement local government financial autonomy. Nigeria police superintendent commits suicide amidst probe into arms supply to bandits. IGP demobilizes Tinubu's presidential escort unit. And that's our bulletin for tonight. I am Zainab Ibrahim. Thank you so much for staying with us.